This is a man. His name is Sisyphus. He is pushing a boulder up a hill for, well, eternity. You know this one? The gods caught him cheating death. Twice, actually, which is more than most of us manage. And they wanted a punishment that would really land, not fire. Not a bird at his liver, that's a different guy. They wanted something worse. And Sisyphus, he was a clever king, extraordinarily clever. The gods needed to make sure he can't cheat this one. So they gave him a boulder and a hill and an eternity, and they made it so the rock always rolls back down at the top, every time. He walks down after it and he starts again. And the most terrible part isn't the work itself. The curse is that nothing he does will ever stay. This is a man too, not on a hill, in a swamp, more or less, fighting a snake the size of a building. He's killed it 1,847 times. He's about to kill it again. He knows every move it will make before it makes it. Green means spray this, blue means spray that, well, usually at least. Red means step off the tile or the tail hits you hard. His hands are doing all of it without asking him. There's a video playing in the background that he stopped listening to 10 minutes ago. Maybe it's this one. His coffee has gone cold. The counter ticks over to 1,848. He's hunting a tooth, a fang more specifically. A blue fang the snake drops on average once every 512 kills. He's well past 512. He's incredibly dry, despite spending tens of hours in a moist swamp. Zulrah, the big snake, doesn't owe him the tooth for being past it. The dice have no memory. Every kill is a clean 1 in 512, and Zulrah will never feel sorry for him. But he is fine. He is completely fine. Which is odd, because if I described him to you, a grown adult repeating a 2-minute task for the 60th hour, chasing an imaginary tooth against odds that he's well past, you'd reach for a sad word. Trapped. Probably. You'd picture the boulder. You'd picture someone who wants to stop and cannot. But that's not the man at the keyboard. The man at the keyboard is calm. He might even be content. I know how that sounds. So either he's the most thoroughly fooled person alive, or he's onto something most people aren't. Old School RuneScape does something not many other game dares to do. It tells you the price up front. It's right there before you start. The fang is 1 in 512. There's also a little pet snake you can get, which does nothing. It follows you around, it can't fight, it can't help you. It exists purely to announce that you were here for an unreasonable amount of time. And that one is 1 in 4,000. 4,000. If you go a bit dry here, you might end up killing the snake more times than there are days from the day you're born until you turn 18. The game told you in advance roughly how bad it would get, and you chose it. Which is strange because every other game is built to do the opposite. A modern, expensive game is engineered, and I mean engineered by very clever people who are paid really well, so you never once feel the hours leaving you. There's always an arrow pulling you forward, always a reward humming just ahead. The difficulty is smooth, so the little hit of pleasure never quite runs dry, and 4 hours go by like 40 minutes, and you stand up afterwards and you see it's dark outside. We call that good. We say the game respected our time. I think respecting your time has slowly come to mean helping you not notice your time leaving. We've decided the kindest thing a game can do is make the hours vanish painlessly, which is also, if you squint your eyes, exactly what we would say about a very good anesthetic or a very good distraction, or, depending on how dark your evening's going, a fairly accurate description of most of modern life. A set of beautifully designed arrows pulling you forward, so you never have to feel the afternoon disappear. RuneScape won't do that for you. RuneScape makes you feel every minute, tells you in advance how many there will be, and then stands back and watches you decide. Now, the man. Stop thinking of his account as a character he plays and start thinking of it as a thing he has been building alone for years. There's no main story in this game. He isn't anyone special. No chosen one, no prophecy, nobody important waiting for him. The account is a record, the most honest diary ever kept, and the best part is that anyone fluent in the game can read this diary. That cape means he sat through quests that take all day and didn't quit. Some quests are straight up horrible. Some are peak world building in any RPG. Either way, he did them all. That 99, the running man, means he ran in circles on a rooftop by hand until his wrist was starting to hate him. That orange cape means there was an evening, a specific evening, where this big dude, Jad, threw an attack at him and his whole body went stiff and he clicked the right thing at the right 0.6 seconds and he got it. And somewhere in an apartment that he doesn't even live in anymore, he said something out loud to an empty room. He was shaking, but he did it. It's all there. Every hour, stacked, sorted, legible. He didn't spend those hours and lose them. The game kept them. The game keeps everything. And it matters that some of these people play a version where you're allowed no help at all. It's called an Ironman. You can't buy anything, can't trade, can't be given a single item, can't pay anyone to have walked the path on your behalf. So every object on the account is a receipt with your specific name on it. He didn't get the fang from the GE. He is the man who killed the snake 1,848 times. There's no gap between the account and the hours. He's turned a piece of his actual life into a thing he can look at and share with others. Which, said plainly, is the most any of us gets to do with their time. Turn it into something we can look at afterwards and share with others. So let's go back to the hill, because I think we've been telling the story of the hill wrong. The fashionable move is to say that this, the grind, Zulrah, 60 hours, is Sisyphus. Meaningless repetition. The boulder, the hill, the grayness. And the conclusion everyone borrows from Albert Camus is that we should imagine him happy, make peace with the pointlessness. Let's go back and read the actual punishment, because we've got sentimental and stopped reading it properly. The curse was never the work. It was never the repetition. Plenty of things repeat. The specific surgical cruelty the gods designed is that nothing stays done. The rock rolls back. He arrives each time exactly where he started. Nothing to show. No record. No scratch on the wall. No KC number. Today gets eaten by tomorrow, completely, forever. That's the horror. The horror is that it doesn't keep. And that's the one thing where Zulrah and everything else in RuneScape is different. The counter doesn't roll back. The Tanzanite Fang, once it drops, is his, and it stays his. The 99 is permanent. The cape doesn't tumble down the hill when he sleeps. Underneath all of it, at the bottom of everything, the game works under one ground rule. What you do here, I keep. The account on New Year's Eve 2026 will hold every hour since New Year's Eve 2025, stacked and saved, and all of it is yours. So the popular interpretation of the myth that the grind is Sisyphus is almost right, but then it breaks in the one place that really matters. We were never really tormented by doing the same thing over and over. We do that gladly, constantly, the second it builds towards something that lasts. The musician practicing for a performance. The guy in the gym adding a little weight to the bar every few weeks. Nobody has to imagine them happy. They are happy because at the end of the day or year, there's something they can show. Sisyphus didn't have a high scores leaderboard. That's the whole difference between a torment and a hobby. Give Sisyphus an exclamation point KC command in his clan chat that never resets, and you haven't just lifted the curse. You've handed him something he can work on and progress and share. Sisyphus would be on the front page, rank 1 in Boulder KC. Sisyphus wouldn't have endured Old School RuneScape. He would have loved it. We would have lost him to it. The gods would have had to design a worse punishment. I spent a while telling you the progression itself is great and unique in this game, so let me try to ruin it, because it's not a real argument if you can't ruin it, is it? Here's the cold version. That number was chosen by a company. A company needs you paying every month, and the longer heals means more months. The 1 in 4,000 pet isn't an artistic meditation on permanence set by monks, no. It's a figure set by people like you who know precisely how a chase like that lights up the part of your brain that struggles to leave. The honesty I've been romanticizing, look it shows you the dice, describes the lever of a Skinner box with the odds printed on the side. And the warm feeling, the account, the receipt with your name on it, the diary that kept the hours, it has a colder name. Sunk cost. It's the mechanism that keeps someone logging into a game they stopped enjoying 1,000 hours ago. The game even shallowly tries to stop him. It shows him a little note telling him to go outside at 4 hours. It knows what it built. He ignores it. He does not go outside. He gets logged off automatically, forcefully, at 6 hours. He does not go outside. He logs back in. And this is not something to wave off because it's true. The hill is partly a trap. Some of these accounts aren't diaries. They're monuments to compulsion, to addiction. Beautifully kept records of a man going nowhere slowly. That pet, when it finally drops, the game doesn't even give him fireworks like a 99. A single line of text appears. You have a funny feeling like you're being followed. That's what 4,000 kills buys. A funny feeling. And for some people, by the end, the funny feeling really is all there is. And they didn't even want it anymore. They just simply couldn't stop. That's real. So this is the cold version. The hill reduces cleanly to a dopamine loop designed to bill your card every single month. Except that doesn't kill the idea. It just moves it somewhere you'd rather not look, because everything you do reduces that way from far enough back. Your job is a variable reward schedule that takes your hours and pays you in a number that goes up. Your hobbies are ultimately meaningless loops you've chosen to defend. The people you love light up the same circuitry a drop from Zulrah does. Every single thing you've called meaningful can be flattened by a cold enough observer standing far enough away into a Skinner box you're standing in on purpose. It's the oldest problem there is, and it was here long before there were video games to blame. A video game just makes it obvious. It puts the lever and the dice and the hours on one screen, close together, where you can't look away from the trade you're making. Almost nothing else that eats a human life tells you the price first. Nobody hands you the drop rate on a career, on a marriage, on the 10 years you'll pour into something that might come to nothing. You just start up the hill and the hours leave you, and mostly you don't feel them go because the world, like every expensive game, is built out of beautiful arrows, so you won't. Old School RuneScape warns you before you start. This will cost you several hundred hours of the only attention you'll ever have, and at the end you'll have a twisted bow that is best in slot in many places, and the memory of the night it dropped, and your clanmates typing GZ for a while, and a permanent record that it was you. Yes or no? Most of life doesn't even give you the choice, and the diary. So maybe that's why the man in the swamp is fine. Maybe he isn't fooled at all. Maybe he's the opposite of fooled. Maybe he's one of the very few people who knows exactly what he's trading his hours for, who looked at the dice before he picked them up and said yes, knowing, and is now sitting in the firm certainty of a man whose boulder, for once, moves forward and does not roll back. Sisyphus would have loved it.